Good morning. Hello. I am S.K. Bharadwaj, economist, Vastu specialist, and a writer on Hinduism, Yoga, Ayurveda, Tantra Mantra, etc. etc. Most of my writings are available on santoshkipathshala.blogspot.com and hindut.wordpress.com. Today, I am trying to give you the gist of purification rites. In Hindi we call it Shuddhi Sanskar, clearing. A human being is born as an animal initially. He is trained in such a way that he becomes a socially useful animal. He is helpless initially, but gradually the parents, the family, they all make efforts and educate him. The process is long. It starts from the very first day and even prior to his birth and continues till 25th year, till he get married. So his training involves body, mind and soul. Body, mind is clear. But when we are born, our soul has the remains, the memory of previous thousands and thousands and thousands of births. One has to bear with the destiny because of his experiences in the past life. Slowly and gradually, a Hindu makes efforts such that his progeny is able to become useful for the society, for the family, for the country, for the whole world. Hinduism is not divided by boundaries. It's all over the world. Now we have scientific proofs that it was present in Britain, it was there in America, it was in the Arab land. You tell me a place where it was not there, I will give you proof that it was there. So, it's a means to, the progeny is a mean, a medium to continue with our culture, values, heritage to the next generation. So, as a human being, we have to perform social, religious, and thousands of other activities. We call them obligations. So, we call it purification. When the child comes to the womb, mating is there, sexual intercourse, and it leads to the formation of zygote, that is ovum from the woman and sperm from the male will combine. They will give birth to the child. Later it will take 9 months, but here soon after that the process starts. We call it pregnancy. In Hindi we call it Garbhadhan, Punsuvan. So efforts are made for proper understanding of sex once the child is grown up. We prepare him. Shukra means Venus, Jupiter means Brahaspati. Brahaspati awakens the mind, Shukra grows the body organs, sperms. So, we should know when to mate, how to mate. Thereafter we come to the growth of the child in the womb, and from there onwards a number of rites starts. As you see, I am giving you them one by one. Second one is Punsuan. And I will explain it later. Initially, I will give you the names, and Punsuan is division of the hair lock of the woman into two. The hair are combed like that. इसको बोलते हैं मांग बनाना. It should be exactly in the middle. Modern women don't believe in all these things. They just, comb the head in any way they like. They don't even care for the traditions. And all of us are greatly influenced by Christianity, the Western culture. So no one really cares for these things, and still we are Hindus. Then start Jat Karma means post delivery operations. The child is born, and preparations are made for that, so that he is safe. What we do? We have a blade, surgical knife. The umbilical cord is cut off. As soon as the umbilical cord is cut off, the child starts breathing of his own. And now he is in the world of ours. He is one of us. He is trying to, interact. I must tell you that when we are in the womb, still they will listen. We react. We understand there as well, due to our previous memory. But once we are born, everything of our previous memory goes off. Very rarely people are able to, remember what they were in the previous, but it is there. There are people who see a certain place and recognize it at once, that I was here earlier. So now the child is one of us, and we have to name him. Naming is not that simple process in India. Star constellations, stars, planets, even moon, which is satellite. The zodiac chart is consulted, and his naming has to be done according to the characteristics which he will show in his future life. The astrologer in Hinduism, the priest not only perform the rites, he is supposed to be a astrologer as well. He should have the knowledge of the planetary chart. He should analyze the events of future in advance. But that's not so these days. We really don't find people having so much knowledge. And after this naming, we have the sixth point, and that is connecting with the environment. Initially, we keep the child in a room where light is less. Sun rays come but do not fall over the child directly. The room is kept clean in all possible ways. We lay a lot of stress over cleanliness. So, when we are trying to connect the child with the environment, we will bring him out, and initially he will be brought in the diffused light. Rays of sun do not fall directly upon him. Then gradually we take him outside the house or in the veranda where sunlight falls over him in the morning. Its intensity is low, so it does not affect the eyes, nose, the skin of the child. Remember, I can give you an instance. My son was born in an hospital in Argavam Sector 5 hospital. When we brought him out of the hospital, and it was just 15 minutes to reach home, and in between the skin color of my son changed, and it's still today like that. In the hospital he was very fair, extremely fair, and within 15 minutes it was, April. Heat was intense in those days as well. So it changes. Skin color is affected greatly. Loud noises, high intensity light, they affect him. The interaction of the husband and wife, grandparents, even the neighbors do affect the child. And here comes the seventh point, that is feeding. So normally the mother provides best milk to the child, and thereafter we feed him with cow's milk. Once he is 6 months old, we make some sort of pudding, rice mixed with pulses, moong ki dal, masoor ki dal, which are easy to digest. Sometimes, we touch the finger of the child with honey. In this way, his feeding process starts, solid food starts, and we call it mush, MUSH, and cereals. Then, first hairdressing. I have seen several children, when they are born, their head has a lot of fungus over it. Though we rub the head with curd, but still it's not that helpful. So his head has to be shaved. In Hindi we call it Chuda Karma, Mundan Sanskar. After that, teething will start, and we will have to give him food exactly like that, and so many other preparations have to be made. Thereafter comes ear piercing. Our parents, grandparents, and everyone, I am a Brahmin, the ears had to be pierced. There is a reason. Hair being pierced protect us from several diseases, several kinds of infections. You may not believe me, but it can be proved scientifically very easily. There is no doubt in it. Then we come to celibacy. Celibacy means brahmacharya, vidya, adhan. And for that, a number of ceremonies are made. Puja part is done, Havan is done. And in this way, the child is prepared for learning. After that, A sacred thread will be placed around his neck and the loin. Thereafter, education will start. He will be sent to the teacher's abode. We call it Gurukul. Shaunakji, a great saint, has 84,000 students in his ashram. They were all called Rishis and Munis. They had to perform all sorts of works in the ashram, including irrigation, harvesting, animal husbandry. But in India, our system of education was very broad, and we had 64 arts, crafts, sciences. India was very advanced in these things. I know our ancestor, Bharadwaj Rishi, he had designed hundreds of types of aeroplanes, and still people follow them. We have Veds, Upaved, Puran, Upanishad, Mahabharata, Ramayana, and everything is just a form of history. If you go through the earlier chapters of my blog, you will have a lot of knowledge. It will be easy for you to understand what is Hinduism. And remember, it's not mythology. Nothing is myth. Proofs of each and everything are spread all over the Indian peninsula up to Ceylon, starting from Himalayas, Nepal. Concrete proofs are available, but there are people who don't believe in these things. Okay, it's very difficult to explain all these things to them. Once the child has completed the age of 25 years, he has acquired sufficient knowledge to enter his family life. His hair will be shaved, degree will be imparted to him. It's not like the printed degrees or certificates we issue these days, and often these certificates are bogus. But once the child was out of the Gurukul university school, he could easily prove his worth. He was a graduate. But the learning did not stop here. Today I am 70 and still I am learning. After graduation, he has been prepared for marriage, and there are several processes. We look for suitable girl for him. We will identify the parents. We will know the previous history of the family. A Brahman, Purohit. It's a tradition, and a barber. They used to go and search suitable girl for the groom. Similarly, girl's parents did move. They requested the Brahman and the barber to go and find out suitable girl for their son. Process continued. Then the child enters second stage of life, Grahasthashram, household. Then, after attaining the age of 50, having children, he will turn to Grahasthashram, Vanaprasthashram. This is retirement. The government just retires after 50 years, 60 years. They consider that we are useless people, we can't do anything. But even though retired, the person was still in the society at a place where he did not interact so much with the public. Having completed the age of 75 years, he used to turn into a wanderer, a sage, a saint. We call him sannyasi, begging from one place to another place, begging alms we call it. So I have given you just the gist of these sanskars in this chapter 4 of my blog on Hindu philosophy. Next, I will describe all these purification rites one after another, and after once person is old, he is unable to move, his limbs do not work anymore, he waits for the death to come, he remembers the God and waits for the death. Death comes, then we perform cremation. Cremation is just like Havan or Agnihotra, offerings in the fire. All purificatory rites are performed systematically. Then the ashes are collected, they are immersed in the holy water of Ganga. It too have great significance. The ashes are capable of sucking impurities from the water of Ganga and making it pure. And then these bones continuously rubbing with each other, they form dust, and then slowly and gradually it moves to the fields. The water is used for irrigation. You know how great our country is. Hinduism is eternal. So now you can go through the blog, and it will be beneficial to you, I am sure. It will not only help you, it will help your progeny as well. With this, have a good day. Namaskar. Meeting you soon.